I don't know if the computer's going to cooperate, but I'm trying.
It better.
That's funny. Every time that does that echo thing like that, it reminds me of when we were down with drboz and none of us knew what was going on. And we hit that and it just started repeating back and
reverb really bad. It was crazy.
We all just hit panic mode and nobody knew what to do. We were laughing. So hello and welcome everybody. Welcome on Zoom. Lance has YouTube over here. So if anybody has questions over there, just type them in and we will get you. Lance will get you over there. I'm going to answer everybody on Zoom here. Hang on, I gotta shut my things up. Okay, so we'll get going. Looks like we're gonna be little. Hey Dad, welcome. Glad you're here. Linda and Wayne. Okay.
Linda and Rob, and then Wayne.
Linda, Rob, and Wayne.
He's even got his name tag on again for you. You have to laugh, Rob, when you do that. I know you do. You're laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ay.
You'll be a small group tonight, I see.
Yeah. Okay. Don't feel bad. I'm the same way at church. We greet at church. You know, I've grown up with these people. Most of these people I've known my whole life. People come in the front door and I'm like, I look at Lance like,
who is that?
Like, I know faces, but names, I'm awful. And it's embarrassing because it's like, these are people I should know. So it's just that moment of, remember when we all used to remember phone numbers? I could remember somebody's phone number easier than I could remember their name. And I could whip out a phone number like anything, but I don't know what. I got a brain block. So, all right. So welcome. We're going to get going tonight. This is our 4th week for all of you veterans with us. This is our 4th week of our 8 weeks in a row of the 72s. We have started feeling better and ketones are kicking in. Hubby's on destruction and construction mode.
No, she's on destruction. I'm on construction. So let's get that square.
We're a good team on that. So we've tore apart our laundry room and putting up cabinets and painting and reusing and rebuilding everything. So the takeaway of that is we love it when the ketones kick in because by that 3rd or 4th week is when everything really starts to happen. I'm kicking out schoolwork. I'm coming down on finals for my schoolwork and everything. We're construction working and working on my stuff for ketocon. He's just working like a dog, keeping up with the honeydew list. And it's just amazing how different you feel, how different the mental clarity is, how different on the things you're able to handle. So it's just a win. This is where people say, how do you guys do this all the time? How do you function like that? And it's like, this is exactly why we function like this, is because it's the best we feel, the most we get done. And it's just a win the whole way around. So we love it. I hope everybody's joining in on that. And if you're not and your chemistry is not right, that's not a beginner course to start with. Right. So if you need the help to get your chemistry right, all of us on screen right now, I know are veterans. So we are able to do this and our chemistry will carry you. Anybody on YouTube that's new, this is not for beginners. Our chemistry is correct. We're fat adapted. We know how our body can't handle it and pull us through it. We're fat adapted. So our body isn't hungry. Our body is living off of our body fat, and it just makes it easier to transition and keep going. But that takes weeks to establish and get you going. So that's not something you just jump right into. So just know that. Anybody? Okay. Yeah. Just know that. So if anybody's just starting out, you can get fat adapted. Make sure you're fat adapted before you push into these advanced levels. So that's where we're at. Anything I missed on that? I think we're good.
I don't know. You went pretty fast.
I know. I'm on ketones. Can you tell? A couple of things I might throw out there. If you don't have tickets for KetoCon yet, you still can get your tickets. And I want to share with you guys right now, if you've ever considered going to one, this lineup that she has,
it's brutal, is
getting bigger and better by the day. It is just phenomenal who she has coming. And I just give Robin all the credit in the world for doing the work and making this one be such a good background of knowledge and these are doctors that are going into the deep levels of ketosis. These are not just people doing it for some quick weight loss and some fun. These are people that are truly, I mean, if you look, we got Ben Azadi, we got Sean Baker, we got Dr. Barry, there's some chefs. There's so many. This drboz, of course, is going to be there. There is just, this lineup just keeps getting better and better and better as she goes. I mean, it's just, these are people that doctors, authors, coaches, just success. I mean, functional medicine. Ailika, I mean, she's just a beautiful soul. I mean, I met her last year. Trying to think who else.
The big ones are going to be there, you know, Dr. Barry, Benazotti, drboz, some real big heavy hitters there.
Dr. Kiltz. I mean, he's a good one.
Yep.
There I am. Terrified. Nobody, low coach. Micah. There's just
it's just a deep wealth of knowledge and
Dr. Mindy. I can't
Dr.
wait.
Mindy's gonna be there.
Her. You're gonna love her. She's just fun. Erin Powers. She is part of our Primal Health Coach Institute. So she's a part of that one. So it's neat to see her. She's one of the people that run that. So she's one of the contacts when we're calling in and asking questions and stuff. She's the one that's great. So she's a primal health coach. There's just so many good ones coming up that if you're on the fence about doing Jonathan, good
Shane,
guy,
yeah.
Just a really good guy. He's another coach that's in it for the right reasons and he loves it. He's a good guy, good Christian man. Actually, he's on a mission trip right now in the Philippines.
He's over in Taiwan.
I thought he went to the Philippines.
No, it's
all right. He's on a mission trip right now, but he's a good guy, really nice guy. Laura, there's so many on here. So I want you guys to all, if you're on the fence at all and you have the opportunity, the lineup is just huge. It is going to be jam-packed. This is not going to be a vacation weekend. This is not going to be a let's get away and relax and have fun. This is literally bring your thinking cap on, be on some keto.
Bring a notebook and
bring a notebook, a tape recorder, phone, whatever you got. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Anybody who hasn't got your tickets yet, use the JTK 50. That'll save you $50 off your ticket.
Slow down again. Say it again, slow.
JTK 50.
Thank you.
It's going to be one of those nights, guys. But it's just going to be such a great opportunity, but plan on coming and just learning. And it's so much you can do. And then when the speakers are done speaking, you get to walk around and just talk and meet, and there'll be meet and greets and picture opportunities and question opportunities and everything. So it's just a really, really good weekend. And I'm just so happy and proud to be a part of it because Robin has really done the work and she vets everybody that comes through. There is nobody on that panel that is not vetted and has something to very much speak about. So it's just cool to see what she's got going on and what it's going to, even the vendors. She has even like a list of ingredients that if they're selling a product, that if there's a list of ingredients doesn't comply with what she's trying to teach and push and show, she don't take them on as a vendor. So it's just kind of neat to know that there are protocols, there are, parameters that she's putting up. This is going to be a good one. So for education, health benefits, things like that, this is a good one to go to. So happy for that. So come on in, tell me what's going on with you guys. What number fast are you on? How is your chemistry carrying you? And what can we do to help you? So come on in, Wayne, you might as well start us off. You're bright and perky tonight.
I don't know about that. I was just thinking while you were doing your introduction, because I don't know, we're still dealing with, hopefully the tail end of winter. You don't see the sun a lot. We've had a bit of snow over the last handful of days, so it's just kind of dreary. And, you talk about how much of this is a mindset. Mm-hmm. And you really one of the advantages of tracking your numbers is when you've been following what you want to do and that isn't motivating you, you look at the numbers to say, okay, well, are you getting any results? And I got my numbers open while we're sitting here and while you were talking. I just started my 6th fast, 72-hour fast. Nice. So I've finished 5. My DBR the day before I started the first of those was 390, and today it was 79.
Bam!
Right there.
So you got to celebrate those things in your own mind.
You're getting flexible, man.
Because so many other things can get you down, and the whole concept of these groups is to work off each other's motivation. But we got to be careful that we're not getting in here and each of us having a pity party.
Absolutely.
We can suck ourselves down. So even if you're struggling right now. You made a positive decision by jumping on. So, give yourself credit for that. And, the science is going to work. It's just a matter of having to tweak it for your own experience. So, and if it isn't working right now, it's just a matter of Tammy helping you figure out, okay, well, how do we have to tweak this?
Yep.
So take advantage of, some of these sessions and, help celebrate with all of us that might be on the upswing right now. And if you're not, we'll get you there. My ketones are what's really pulling me up. I'm seeing improvement on my blood sugar, but it's not dramatic. I mean, I'm still on non-fasting days. After a couple of days of fasting, I'm still up, in the low hundreds. I got room to grow there. The DBR is going down because I'm getting ketones in there. So my body's starting to figure out how to use them.
Good deal.
Everything's good.
Good job, Wayne. And, any of you that don't know Wayne's journey in this, he's, him and Miss Vicky are, same thing with me. My body just doesn't kick in easy, and it's been a struggle. And sometimes you feel like you're winning, and sometimes you feel like you're just, beating your head against the wall. But that is where he knows his numbers. And when you can see that drop from a 300 DBR down, into under 100 DBR, he knows that's that insulin coming down. That is that insulin in his body, which is the insulin, is the problem of the inflammation in the body. So as that number keeps coming down, he knows his body is healing and turning around. So that is such the beauty of knowing that DVR and being able to track that over time. And he's a numbers guy, so he's got charts and everything to see this. When you see the progression of how fast and how far your body has come, even when you feel like you're struggling and not winning, what he's saying with those numbers is you can see the progress. So support your, celebrate your wins, celebrate when you're making the progress. When you're not making progress and your body is fighting you, then that's time when you dig in and you do the work to figure it out. That's where we help you over the humps. We help you figure out and diagnose figure out what's going on with you and get you over that next hurdle. So that's good. Thanks, Wayne.
And the thing with the numbers that's crazy, sometimes you can go several weeks and it doesn't seem like anything is really clicking, then all of a sudden it's like,
bam.
Yeah. I mean, last week, I think I shared, I lost 6 pounds in 1 week. Well, prior to that, for 4 or 5 weeks, I didn't lose hardly anything. So it's just weird how our bodies work sometimes.
Yep.
It is. But I think the beauty too of knowing this is knowing how you have that consistency to be able to check it, how you have the numbers to be able to see the progress. It's not just, oh, I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. I don't know where my chemistry is. I love knowing where my chemistry is. And if you just had to wait and see if you plateaued for 3 weeks before you made a shift or a change in it, that would be hard to deal with and handle. But when we know from day to day, from minute to minute, if there's something we need to adjust, I mean, I know if I have cream 2 days in a row in my coffee, my numbers are going to tank, and it proves it to me every darn time. Even though I'm bullheaded and think I'm going to try it again and see if it works, it still don't work. My numbers still go crazy, and it proves it every time. So it's my own ignorance and bullheadedness of trying to do it and think it's going to be different. No, my chemistry don't like cream in my coffee. I like it, but my body does not. So knowing your numbers, you're going to learn how to do those. You're going to learn how to judge and navigate your chemistry. And your chemistry, yes, heavy cream fits in my macros perfectly because, we eat meat. So it fits perfectly in our macros, but it does not fit in my body. And I have the glucose and the ketones to prove it. Every time it goes in, my numbers tank. So it's how you rule out what is for your body. This is not a one size fits all program. This is what does your body chemistry need you to do to get to the next level. So, which is exactly what I'm speaking on when we're down at KetoCon.
There you go.
There you go. So get your tickets and come and see me. It'll be good. It's all right, Linda and Rob, come and check in.
Hi.
Hey.
How's the West Coasters doing?
Okay. Still getting rain, but down where we are, it's not bad.
Good deal.
It's warming up. So where are we at?
Not very good.
What's going on?
Just haven't been able to click back in.
As
There's
in
been some,
food
there's
or
been
what?
some distractions, and
Don't make excuses.
we've just been letting them distract us,
All right.
which we know what we need to do, and we just got to do it.
And that's, don't beat yourself up too bad. And because you're going to have to cross that bridge, you're going to have to get that mindset and train that mind to do that, because you're always going to have those times where you can decide, hey, we should do this or we should do that. And that's where we lean on each other, to where it's like, nah, let's just stay this way. Let's just go this way or go that way. Because you're going to have to learn to navigate that and learn how to navigate back on when you do decide to. So take it for what it is. Don't beat yourself up about it, but take it as a learning experience, and yes, it is hard, because once you start to go off, that's an easy slope to take off on. And
just so you know, he struggles with that. And so he's really speaking from his heart on that, because that is the hard part for him.
If I start to go off, it's like a downhill freaking ski slope for me. I really have to. I mean, I can tread for a little bit, then all of a sudden it's like a straight drop. There we go. And it's hard to get back up. It really is. But it's a mindset. It's a constant thought process. So
is it more of like a family gathering or something getting you, or stress getting you down, or is it something specific that is pulling you astray? Not an excuse, but just what do you feel is your struggle?
Well, this last week was, I'd have to say, family gatherings.
Okay.
For one thing, we made up the birthday cake for the 4-year-old. And that's hard because, there's frosting on the fingers, and
Didn't have the mask on.
didn't have the mask on.
You gotta wear your mask when you cook for the kids.
and
Okay.
that's gonna it's birthday for a 4-year-old. I mean, you take it for what it is. But if that kind of starts it, that's rough for everybody. Even us with now, when we go to a birthday party, man, that cake, other than the thought of the headache coming after we take that bite, but that cake looks good. But we both know, we just look at each other and like, we know how we felt last time, or we remind each other how we felt last time. But you have to go through it a couple times to say, man, I don't want that. I'll celebrate, but I don't have to partake in it.
And here's 2 ways that we handle this. And let me share this with you. I'm a person that if it is something I truly want and I decide that I want it, I can literally take one bite of something and either spit it out or take one bite and be happy with it. I really can. And I'm fine, because usually once I bite into it, it's like, that's not what I remember it tasting like. So I can let it go that way. So if that would help you on that way. Now, the other way to look at it,
on the other end of the spectrum,
if he starts down that slope, he's going to finish the whole.
I'm going to finish it. So
that's hard.
I'm the opposite.
And it's hard to navigate, but you got to figure out which one you fit in. And the other thing, when we're coming to family gatherings, I'm going to keep repeating this to you guys. Now, I've faced cancer. I've faced a heart attack. There's so many things that I have faced. And this is where this decision gets easier and easier for me. When you're at a family gathering, I keep saying this, look up from your plate and look across the table, look across the room, and realize how many people that you know and love are right there. It is about the people that you love around the table. It is not about the food. Your 4-year-old is not going to care or not remember grandma being there if you don't eat the birthday cake. It is about getting to be there and make the memory, share the love, and remember what matters. Because I'm telling you, like I said, when I had that heart attack on that, sit on that tarmac, waiting for the EMTs to take me away, nobody cared what was on my plate. Nobody, it was the moment of, oh my gosh, I want to see my husband that I love again. I want to see my kids again. I want to see them. That's what makes every decision that I make so easy for me. And I don't stress over it anymore. It's, you know what? No, there is none of it worth. There's not a piece of birthday cake. There is not a scoop of ice cream. There is not a milkshake worth it to me to give up being with my husband and being with my kids. It's not worth it. And if that's a mindset you can get into when you're going into a family dinner or a family gathering, just go in and take it for what it's worth and what you're truly there for. It is not about the food. It's about the people you know and love around you and the relationships you're building. And take that as a win, but don't let it beat you up. Keep going, Linda. Tell me more.
That's about it.
But there, a good takeaway from it, Linda was saying something about like her shoulders were hurting, but she has identified to what's causing it.
What is that?
Inflammation.
Inflammation.
Yep.
And she knows what's causing that inflammation. So.
Yep.
And that just gets you to that point of how much is enough till you make that decision to change. You can put up with enough until once you cross that over, it's like, no, it's not worth it. I feel too good when I don't do it. Why do I want to do it and feel bad?
Yep.
So, yeah.
And it's different. It's different for everybody. Everybody's got a different personality. Everybody's got a different drive, whatever you want to say, but it's until you have enough. And then you make that change. I mean, it goes whatever direction you want to go, but you have to get to the point where you say, no, I don't want to do that. If I want to feel this way, I need to do it this way.
And sometimes it just takes a moment too of slowing down and processing instead of reacting. You
just did a great thing of processing what it is that's actually causing it.
Yeah.
Look at you. Just that process there is a win, because now you can do that for other things. And you can say, hey, wait a minute, that makes me do this. And you're starting to read your body. And the more you read your body, your body's going to point you in the right direction every time.
And maybe you two could get on a little thing. This is what Lance and I do. He struggles with the just grabbing and snacking without thinking. So a silly little thing last night, he grabbed a bag of peanuts and brought them out, but it was like 9:30. I don't have to say anything. It has to be his choice. I can't make the decision for him. I'm not going to tell him you're not allowed to have that, but I'm going to say, hey, it's kind of late. Do you really want that? So it just slows him down.
At that moment, it was like, you know what? No, I don't.
It's just that slow down for a moment. And he thought about it. He's like, what am I doing? That's old habits coming back out. That is not, that we all deal with. So you two need to find a little trigger or a little sentence you can say back and forth. It's not an accountability. It's just,
it's not she telling me what I can and can't eat. At times there is, but
I don't want to be the food police, but I want to help guide him make the decision you want to be.
Are we hitting a nerve?
Doesn't have to say anything. His body language is like.
Yep, that's what she does too. I'm with you, Linda. I'm with you. She'll just look at me like, mm-hmm.
You can't wake up tomorrow morning and take your numbers and say, gosh, I don't know what's happened.
I don't know what happened. Yeah. That's
like, yeah, we do. We know exactly what happened, but we got to work through those things. And again, it's not even as spouses, I can't say yes or no to him. I can't say, I'm not going to be your food police, but I am going to encourage you no more than just the same as he would me. It's like, hey, think it through. It's like, I've told him, till ketocon, do not bring home cream for me. He'll stop at the store on the way home from work and grab me my heavy cream when he knows I'm having a bad day. That's my love language. It's like, give me some heavy cream and I'm happy. Don't do it. So it's like, he's my strength in that, but I'm his little nudger of, he would snack every time he walked past the pantry, past the fridge. If he slows down for a moment through the kitchen, something's going to be grabbed. And that's just because that's been his coping skill. So you two need to find what is struggling you. And then for a while, if you have to, eliminate those things from the house till you can make a better call on it. It needs to be inconvenient for you to get to the things that are bothering you. So if you have a favorite snack, make it inconvenient to get to. Either
just had a brainstorm. We're going to get each other a shock collar and a little buzzer. Don't have to say a word, just click.
Do you get the beeper first before you get shocked?
I was going to say, Rob's going to go right for the shock, not the beep.
Yeah, he would.
But that's exactly the mindset.
But
think about
that's
it.
That's your mindset.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's hard to break the habits. It really is. And we understand that you have to continually go through that process until it happens.
Yeah.
And you can't beat yourself up. You have to learn every time. If it takes you 14 times to learn, you have to do it 14 times because and she's different than me and I'm different than her. It's good. You know, some things I learn quick. Other things I beat my head against the wall forever.
Yeah. And it's just a struggle to pinpoint. I think, one of the things that Dr. Boz has in her workbook is where it's getting to the root cause of your cravings and your habits. And when you're in that emotional struggle where you're just eating out of habit, you're not eating because you're hungry. You're not eating because you truly need nutrition. It's just because it's there and it's a habit. It's a coping skill. The part of just stopping and pausing for a moment to be able to reflect on what are you truly trying to fill with that food? Is it your stomach? Is it true hunger? Is it you're bored? Are you lonely? Are you depressed? Are you sad? Are you overwhelmed? Are you tired?
There's so many different variables
that we eat for. It's our coping skill for everything. And when you start to really wind down and figure out and pinpoint what those emotions are, and you start to deal with the emotion instead, it makes it easy because it's like, if I go eat the bowl of cereal that I used to eat, hi, Judy, glad you made it, hun. If I go eat that bowl of cereal on the couch, is it going to serve me right now? Am I still going to have the stressors when I'm done? Am I still going to be overwhelmed? Am I still going to be tired? Am I still going to be, all of the feelings that I want when I want that bowl of cereal? I'm still going to have all of that. I'm still dealing with the same crap. I'm just going to have a bowl of cereal in me and my number is going to be awful, which is going to make me feel even worse. I can process that now. I couldn't process that years ago. Now I can slow down for a minute, but you have to pause. So I think the takeaway when you're having those moments is pause. Either look up around the room, look at the people beside you. Who do you know and love and what really matters? It is, and I bet you it's not the food on your plate. It's the people you love right there. And if you really want to get extreme in that, I picture myself removed from that table and not there. And my family sitting down and having family birthday for that 4-year-old or whatever without me. That makes it so easy. And that may sound a little bit morbid, but that is truly how I think about it. That's how I process this is it's choose your hard. I always say, choose your hard. Hard is sitting there thinking of my family, not with me, not sitting in my place at the table next year. That's hard. Hard is saying goodbye to my husband. I've waited a lifetime to have this kind of love. That's hard to say goodbye. Not see my kids, not see your grandkids. That's hard. Not choosing pizza on Friday night. It's trivial. Eat a piece of meat, go and spend the family time together. Eat the nourishment, get in what you got to do while you're at dinner. You need food, but that should not be the win. The win is getting to be with your family. Mm-hmm. Second step, go through and pause and figure out, what are you really trying to deal with? What emotion are you dealing with? Do the left hand loops, do the meditation, do the whatever you need to do to get through that moment. But don't do something detrimental to your health and your journey because you're the one that's going to wake up tomorrow and hurt and not feel good. You can do this. That's what we're all here for, to help you along.
Yep.
And we promise we'll be here next Sunday. Won't take any more Sundays off.
Hey, you got our number. Just call.
Exactly.
Just
Please
FaceTime us and say,
whatever.
talk us off the ledge. We can do that. So, all right. Any
Hang in
questions,
there,
Linda,
guys.
we can help you with?
You can do this.
Any
Oh, yeah.
questions? Anything specific?
No.
You good? Okay. Have a good week. Call if you need us.
Okay.
Come on in, Linda. Come and say hi.
Linda,
Or
we just
Judy. Sorry. I'm
we just
saying one
went
name
from
and reading. Come on in, Judy. Glad to see you. I haven't seen you for a
Hey,
while.
hi. Been a
Hi,
long
Judy.
time.
No doubt. Glad you made
Someone who looks exactly like me has been off the wagon,
it. Hey,
but I'm back,
hey,
and
sorry.
I needed to hear what you were just saying. You almost had me in tears, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
Um,
Sometimes that's a good thing. We need to cry it out.
I think it is a good thing because I've been into emotional eating, whatever emotion of the moment. It's something to celebrate, but got it all together again and back on keto and feeling really good. Trying to work myself up to a fast, but psychologically my little brain is saying, I don't know. But I should be able to get there because I've made it through 72-hour fasts before and actually felt wonderful.
let it happen though. Because
That's exactly it.
if you push it,
Mhm.
you're automatically starting off on a struggle. You know, if you
And-
just kind of fall into it, it's a whole different ballgame.
Knowing that, it's really, really helped. But the competitive side of me says, you're doing 48, I can do 72. But I'm not going there.
But you know what? Here's the thing though, Judy, what I would say, I don't compete with anybody else. I don't look at him and say, because he's doing a 72, I have to, or I don't, Wayne's rocking him out right now. I don't look at it as a competition with anybody else, but I do set it as a competition with myself, because I know if I don't push myself, it's too easy to get lax and let my path go relax. Then I go back, my health goes backwards so fast that it is easier for me to keep the momentum going forward and challenging myself week by week by week till we hit this part like we hit this week. Then when that magic happens and that norepinephrine kicks in and we feel good and we're conquering the world, that feels like the win then. So I would just encourage you, as much as, yes, you got to make sure your chemistry is right, but when you know your chemistry is right, quit dragging your feet, jump in and do it and get over that hump. So you get to that feeling better part. Because when you just keep dragging it out, it's like ripping the Band-Aid off nice and slow.
Mhm.
And, it's just that, it's like, no, do it, get it over with, get your chemistry in the right direction. Then you can navigate and passively do it if you choose, or however, whatever your body. But just like Wayne said earlier, you missed it. He has charts. He's checked his glucose. He knows what his DVR is.
Mhm.
He knows exactly. And you know how to do this. So you know your numbers. You know what those numbers tell you. So that is where I would push you a little bit and challenge you to say, jump in and do it. Get yourself over that hump and back on track. Then negotiate and steer where you want to go and how fast you want to drive that boat.
Yeah. Well, we're with chronometer. We're with the numbers.
Good.
I'm back with all of that. And it's sad to say, I'm actually enjoying doing it again.
Right?
Ooh.
It does.
I know. My husband's probably just, his toes are probably curling hearing that. But
we're with you. You got family on this side that's right there with you, because we love it. We do.
Yeah. So I just need to hear you guys again. I think it's a lot of it, because I'm surrounded by, like all of us are, so many people that are like, oh, that's going to kill you. And I'm thinking,
right?
I feel really good. So
Yep.
if I'm going happy.
But you know what kills me? The people that complain and moan and groan at you the most are usually the most unhealthy people.
Exactly.
That kind of cracks me up, because, I got outsiders that just want to tell me I'm going, I'm just killing myself. And it's like, you know what? I'll hold my labs up to any of you any day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, do I still have things to work
That's
on?
why.
Absolutely. But there is still a part that, that's hard to sit there and swallow when you're healthy, you're doing well, and your numbers are going in the right direction, and you have the health to prove it and the labs to prove it. And that's what makes this such a good journey, is we can see the difference. It's not protocol.
Well, and the thing is too, we record stuff. We look at numbers, we look at measurements, we take things, we just don't do it on a whim. You track,
Right.
You do it with some kind of structure to it, to where you can see what works, what doesn't work, how it affects you, how it affects her, how it affects you, Judy. I mean, you can all lay that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, a cool thing too, Judy, is how many of us, we're 3-4 years into this now, that we may only be acquaintances that we meet right here, but having like-minded family right here with us, that we don't have to argue what we do. We don't have to debate it. We don't have to justify it. We're all on the same page. And I still think it comes down to whoever you are in your family, lead by example. And your family hopefully will kick in when they see the changes in you. Then hopefully your hubby won't be over there curling his toes. He'll be on there joining you and backing you up. So,
Popping open a can of sardines.
so we're all in this together. We're just glad to have you back, Judy. Any questions I can help you with?
Here, thanks.
Any questions I can help you with, Judy?
No, I think I'm good.
Good. Glad to see you. Hope to see you back in class.
I will be.
All right, honey. Have a good week.
Bye.
Come on, Deb. Do you want to come and say hi and check in?
We're gonna see.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
No, are you okay?
Nothing has happened in my life that is explaining these tears.
Oh. It's okay. we're all here with you, Deb. We'll be praying for you. And we're here if you need any help. If it's anything we can do, you just get on and let us know. This is hard sometimes, and it deals with a lot of emotions, brings up a lot of emotions, and those hormones fluctuate when you're fasting and doing all of that. So,
and there's struggles. Life has struggles. So
Yeah, that is the good thing. I am with Wayne on, this will be my sixth fast.
You're killing it
And
again.
I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with my eye appointment. I've got damage to my eyes because of my high blood pressure.
okay.
And I just can't get it under control. And I'm so frustrated about that. And I'm one person when it's in control, and I'm a totally different person when it isn't. So I'm just kind of, it's high today. Can you tell?
Right?
It's okay.
That's okay.
I just go from having a will to live and feeling good to wanting to disappear. And that's where I am today. And so I disappeared because I don't cry pretty, folks.
I don't think anybody does.
I'm definitely an ugly
with you.
I'm an ugly cry for sure, Deb. Just know we're with you. And Deb, as far as that high blood pressure, that is going to take consistency in exactly what you're doing. Look how far you have come since the first day of your 21 day. Since the first day of that 21 day course, you have come so far and done so well that you're a different person. So think about how far you've come and realize you're doing this. You're in this for the long haul. That blood pressure isn't going to heal overnight.
Nope.
But it's going to drop down with you doing these fasts, and your chemistry is correct. You're doing everything in your power that you can do. As far as the eyesight and everything goes, think of when that glucose comes down and everything, that is what you're going to do the best with what you have to work with. And that's the same way I look at it. Is my body perfect? No, chemo's left a path of destruction through my body, but I have to deal with the best I can deal with. I have to deal with the cards I've been handed, but I have to give my body the best fighting chance it can have at every situation. And that's the same thing I would say with you, Deb. Ride this wave out.
Put yourself in the best fighting position you can.
Yep.
And you know what that is.
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
And
I do.
And the bad thing is about it, it goes back to what I said earlier. You have to do it until it may be a month. It may be 2 months. Whatever it's going to take. And it's hard to do, but you have to stay consistent. The more consistent you are, the better results you'll have, and they will come.
Yep, they will.
Well, if there's one thing about me, the only consistent thing about me is that I am not consistent. So
understood.
You got to keep going, and whatever your consistency is, you do.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Do the best you can do, Jeff, when you have a family
everybody.
Here.
No, don't ever be sorry.
A downer. This
don't
is
ever
me
be sorry.
on high blood pressure.
We're all
I'll
with
say
you.
Goodbye. Thank you.
All right, hon. We love you. We'll be
hang
praying
in there.
for you. And one day at a time, one moment at a time. Get your journal out. Do the left-hand loops. Use all the tools in your toolbox. This is the time you slow your body down, slow your brain down, catch up with those emotions, and stop letting them drag you through the mud.
And goes for everybody across the board here. Everybody here. Don't ever be sorry for bringing up something like that, because that's why we're here.
Yep.
There's a gamut of emotions that happens when you do this journey, and you can be all over the map. You are changing so many things in your body, and the things that you are changing affect so many things in your body. So don't ever be sorry. Bring it to the table. We'll figure out a way, or we'll find a way, or we'll find an answer.
And I think truly the long-term haul in this, the long-term healing in this, comes from working through every one of those emotions, whether it is going to a 4-year-old's birthday party, whether it's just, you're tired of dealing with the crap and the illnesses and things like that. It is a gamut of emotions, of up and down hills. And it's hard because this isn't just a diet. This is our life we're talking about, and it affects
the whole lifestyle.
Every situation. And that's why we loved helping people with the lifestyle of it, of here's how you work through losing a loved one. Here's how you work through struggling with your spouse. This is how you work through the kids driving you crazy. We got every generation and every level that we work through, and it's not easy, but as we do it all together, you will learn step by step by step how to benefit as you go down that walk, how to make that walk get so much more purposeful. And it does get easier. You're going to stumble over the same roadblock sometimes, numerous times, but once you get over it and it clicks, it's like,
oh man. And when it clicks,
then you got it's like easy
it's
enough.
Cemented in.
It is. That's the neural pathway in the brain that we're working on. We're trying to build that. That's why we try to get to the root of what is the problem? What is the craving? What is the emotion? And when you deal with that underlying issue in it, now you know what you're dealing with. Now you can make a new neural pathway in the brain and figure it out in a positive way now, and not just go back to what you used to always do. When we go back to our old coping skills, it's like what I didn't work. So let's try something new occasionally and see if it works any different. And that's where this journey comes in. And that's where we're all here in this together. So
yep. Hang in there, Deb.
Yep. Hang in there,
We
Deb. We got you. And we're praying for you. I think you got a whole list of prayers here for you. Uncle Joe, come and check in. Tell me how you're doing, how you feeling. Anybody doesn't know Uncle Joe, this is my uncle. He's just been diagnosed with the lovely C word that our family seems to have a curse with. So he's in the middle of the fight right now. So we love you. And we're trying to give him the quick start in. He jumped in with both feet. We kind of gave him the crash course of go.
Here's what you got to do. Go.
So come on in, say hi. Tell us how you're doing.
Well, I got my numbers down kind of where you say I need to be. My DBR is 20. My ketones is 4.6. Glucose 99.
That's awesome, Joe.
3 weeks.
That's awesome.
3 weeks. That takes some of us months to accomplish.
How are you feeling? Is that beating you up pretty bad?
No, actually, doing this isn't bad. The cancer is in my spine and in my ribs. And so at times I'm in pain. And that, like tonight, Lily, the dog, needed a bath. Tried to pick her up and get her in the tub, and oh no.
Yeah.
But everything's going fine. I don't have no struggle with it.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
You
I
are
trust you in that.
You are
I know you
healing.
love me, so I'll do what you say.
I know.
That's awesome. Just keep it up, man.
Doing good.
I'm just glad. So anybody just to understand, sorry.
Now, see, Deb, these are cheers. Here you go.
Yeah, I'm going to join you, Deb. So with that, just so you know, there's a video out there, and I have to find this one. I remember Dr. Boz given this kind of analogy before, that when you're talking pain, because this is the one that stuck in my head when I was going through the neuropathy, and the pain was so bad with the neuropathy. I was on, 120 milligrams of Oxycontin for the pain. And once I got it in my head, this is the part of the bullheadedness that we have in us, Joe, that I'm going to say, I know you can do this, and think of it this way, and it will help you through the pain moments of help me, I can't think now, I'm thinking, if an anti-inflammatory, okay, is what, an anti-inflammatory thing. If an Advil has a value of a $5 bill, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if that helps a little bit of pain, it's good. That doesn't work no more. They bump you up to a steroid. So that takes you up to like a $10 bill worth of value of pain relief and inflammation in your body. Okay. A ketone in circulation is like a $20 value. So just know those ketones that you have in circulation right now is one of the best things for the healing of your body, for the pain, for the inflammation. And that value that you have by having those ketones in is just a win on every level of your pain, your inflammation, your immune system. Having those ketones, and have ketones 4.6, I think 4.5 that I had a couple of weeks ago is the highest I've ever had. I've never hit a 4.6, and I've been doing this for 4 years, and I am pretty damn diehard faithful. And I
Bullhead.
go, yeah, we're bullheaded. So you got this.
But that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Keep
Have you
rocking
ever-
it.
Have you ever heard of using turmeric?
Turmeric?
Turmeric.
Yeah.
It's an anti-inflammatory. It's another herb that you can use, but
Yeah. When I was at the VA the other day and about getting ready for the radiation treatments, and the one nurse asked me, he said, "Have you ever used it?" And I said, "Yeah, I have." But I said, "But I pay attention, it dyes everything yellow. So I quit using it." He says, "You know what else it does?" And I said, "What?" He says, "Fights cancer."
Huh.
And I came back home and Googled it. It does.
Yep.
And
Anything you, but just know, don't let those ketones
I was
drop.
gonna say I would take a ketone over turmeric any day.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Just because of the processing of getting it, that ketone is in your body and in circulation, what's in it. The only thing I struggle with, anything that you're going to add supplemental wise, you got to do the research on how it's processed. You got to do the research on how it's manufactured. You got to do there's a lot that goes into trusting something to that level.
And then you got to think about too, how is your body going to take that in?
Absorb it.
It may not take all of it in that needs it to fight. You know what I mean? It only will take some in and then get rid of the rest.
My takeaway in that would be make sure keep your ketones up. First of all, if you're going to take the supplements on top of it, more power to you if that's what you want to do. But don't let those ketones are awesome right now.
Stay with the ketones.
I'm gonna keep going, eating and everything the same way I have been.
Good. You're doing
See if
great.
I can keep them up.
And we love you. We're praying for you.
They gave me Oxycontin and that for the pain. I haven't taken any of it yet.
Don't if you don't have to.
I'm not going to.
It's
I've
god
been
awful.
using like Tylenol and that, and then just dealing with it.
Keep the ketones up. Ketones are going to be the best pain reliever and helper you're going to get for right now. We'll deal with the rest later, but you got it.
Yep. Hang in there, Joe. Great job, brother.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you, man.
All right. Bye.
Come on, Miss
I
Diane.
got one question before Diane here.
Go ahead.
Dana Williams here on YouTube. She threw out a question real quick. She just got done with a surgery. So they gave her steroids in the hospital. She's struggling to get her glucose back down to below 100. She's also on Dilaudid for pain and starting Tramadol and Celebrex tomorrow. She was asking, should she fast or push the fat?
Dana, I would go by, if you're fat adapted, I would go ahead and go into a fast, because that glucose is going to stay up as far as with the steroid going in you. I mean, that's just one of those things, until your body gets that steroid out of you, that glucose is going to stay high. So the higher that glucose stays, the lower those ketones are going to be. If it was me, I would, if you're fat adapted, I would go into the fast to get everything out of you as best as you can. Dilaudid for pain, I will say Dilaudid was the one I took for my brain breakthrough pain, is with the Oxy as well. And until I got those narcotics out of my body, I couldn't make a ketone to save my life. Whatever those toxins are, the toxins that I put in my body, they made me struggle every step of the way. So how I handled that, and this, I can't tell you what to do with your medications, but I can tell you how I handled that is I pretended I had rock star numbers and was doing it perfectly. I kept my ketones as high as I could get them, my carbs as low as I could get them. I kept my fats ratios going. I kept my macros going. I stayed as diligent as I could, even though I had DVRs off the charts. Every time I would take a pill, my DVR would go high. My glucoses would go high. As soon as I put the narcotics in me, I couldn't make a ketone for anything. Keep going and pretending like you're succeeding, even when your body numbers are not showing it yet. And that's how I work through those situations, because those are temporary situations. I didn't want to make a permanent change on a temporary problem.
Yep.
So just because your numbers are awful, here's what I don't want you to do. Just because your numbers are awful, don't say, oh my gosh, my DVR is really high, so I can go ahead and go eat whatever, or I can go ahead and do whatever. Just because your numbers are high, you still keep with that same path of your carbs are low, your fats are, high to moderate. You stay on that same protocol until your body can kick back in and catch up with you.
It's going to take a while for those steroids to get out of you, especially after surgery. I mean, it's going to happen.
Dana,
my thing is just watch the Dilaudid. I mean, because you can get that. It's so easy to get hooked on it. I mean, it takes so much to get off.
Lance is the one that sat with me while I withdrew from Oxycontin and Dilaudid. And I will tell you, I've been through chemo. I've been through so many things in life and medications. And the withdrawal from those two things were god awful.
It was
And
bad.
it
And
was-
I'm not trying to tell you to go against your doctor. I mean, but you just make sure you know what you're putting in your body. Ask a question. What does this do?
Yeah.
Why does it do it? Just, I don't know what tramadol is or Celebrex is for what. I do know that word Dilaudid, and I don't like it. That's just me. But just find out what it's for. Why am I taking it? Why do you say
But
that I
even
need
if
to
you
take
have to take them and you're
Yeah.
going to take them and you need to take them for a season, take the medications, do what you choose to do with that with your doctor. That's between you two, but don't let that change the trajectory.
No.
Dana, and if I'm remembering right, I think you are fat adapted. So don't let that change the trajectory of your path of doing this. Don't go off the rails. Don't change your plan. You stay focused and on what you know works. Even still doing what the doctor is giving you or the medications you have to deal with right now, but keep going on your path. Don't bounce off just because your numbers look awful for a while.
Right.
And they're going to. So expect it, but don't make the decision because my numbers are awful, I'm going to go eat more
Keep the
or
foundation there.
Yeah. Keep your foundation solid. You got this. And we'll be praying for you too.
Hope that helped, Dana.
Yeah. Good luck. Any other questions over
Nope,
there?
we're good.
Okay. All right. Come
I
on.
just wanted to jump in and didn't mean to
No,
mess up
it's
Miss
great.
Diane either.
Come on, Miss Diane. We got you muted. You got you muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Just kind of sticking with the program, really. I'm doing eating at lunch, and then I am doing a can of sardines at 4 every day. So I have lunch today, and then again at 4. And the numbers are just still all over the place. The swelling in my legs are kind of maybe a little better. I don't know, but the numbers are a little better. I mean, I'll be 1.9 and then the next reading's 0.4. It's just crazy. So I don't really know what's going on. I am going to do, I have an appointment to have the veins in the legs and all checked Tuesday week. So I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with the swelling. We've tried adding salt. We've tried taking away salt. We made sure that any seasonings are clean. So I don't know, really.
Do you drink?
I feel fine.
Do you do a lot of coffee? Caffeine?
No,
No?
I
Okay.
do two 10-ounce cups in the morning, and then sometimes I'll do one late in the afternoon, but not always. So
Okay.
no.
Diane, as I've told you before, you're one of them Diane's another one that follows the rules. She has a beautiful eating window that she closes by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She eats clean. She eats the one meal. She eats her sardines, and she's still having the struggles with the swelling. And it's just one of those, this is, again, I think it's one of those, as she works with doctors and stuff, trying to figure out what is this pooling going on in her ankles and stuff that, the only thing I can keep thinking as a coach is you've just got to stay consistent. Kind of the same thing we're saying with Dana over here. You got to just keep going until your body catches up and kicks in. Until. And it's not a month. I'm going to do this for a month. It's not, I'm going to do this for a year. I'm going to do this until my mitochondria and my health are flexible enough to not.
Well, I will be very transparent in, if there was any other option, I would jump ship. But there's no other option.
Right. What's the alternative? Going back to carbs and sugar and blow up all over?
Yeah. I guess if there was like the carbs and the sugar is option 1, keto is option 2. If there was a 3, I would try it.
But that's where the beauty of this is Diane tries every protocol, everything that we can do to stress her mitochondria one more level. She does it. And it's just, sometimes we have to just keep fighting. And, I went through it the first year. My body
she was so mad.
I was so mad. And it's like, I'm doing it. I have, I've made the sacrifices. I've made the choices. Why is my body not kicking in? And it's just hard. And I think some of it is how many years of insulin resistance we've had.
Yeah,
I think so too.
How much damage we've had in our bodies in the past.
What you put into your body.
Yeah. Well, I know there's still some healing going on because I got a A1C and it was 5.3. So if you equate that back, that's about 103 glucose average or whatever. So it's not horrible, but it's not enough to get into weight loss.
Yep. And you're going to get down there, as that keeps dropping. It's kind of the same thing Wayne was fighting for so long. He was fighting that, his glucose were staying up just enough that he couldn't get to those higher levels of ketones. And that happens a lot. And I do the same thing. I mean, it's just, but I have to work on that glucose, keep that consistent and down low. Then my body will start make the ketones. Then we can get pushing through it, but it's hard. And I know you're doing all the steps. And I guess it's just one of those, same thing to you, Diane, just stay consistent and stay in it while you work through it with the doctors. And
let's just look for option 3. I'm just saying.
Right. There's
none out there though.
Terry Blacks. That's what option 3 is.
What is that?
Terry Blacks. I'll introduce you to that at KetoCon.
Okay.
That's option 3.
Now I'm interested. But yeah. So, but I mean, I feel fine. I'm just, that frustration just kicks in. But
and I think another, the other thing, us girls that are north of 40, 50 years old, we're dealing with menopause. We're dealing with lack of hormones and not feeling good. That's not going to be the reason for your swelling, but just the rust of it, that it does not kick in like these guys that can drop, they drop a person in a few months.
And here's something I had to tell her too. She has, when you have a lot of damage, your body can only process one thing at one time. You know what I mean? If it's working on a major healing spot, it's going to heal that spot until it's healed, then move on to the next series or the next in priority of healing. You may have a couple different things that you need to get healed before you see this end result come back into play. And it took her forever to get to that point until she started seeing this different changes. Yeah. But she was healing on the inside. And it's hard to say that, it's hard to keep telling yourself I'm healing on the inside, but you are. And every step you take, you are healing something.
Yes.
And it's going to take your body, whatever time it's going to take to heal that and then move on to the next.
Well, and this is a weight that I stayed at for years. So my body's familiar with it. It's the normal,
Okay.
For many years. So
two things come to mind, Diane, that I want to throw out at you. First of all, if you can do I know this, you struggle with the sauna and stuff in the sauna and the float, right?
I can do the sauna, but not the float.
Not the float. If you can do the sauna, that you could use that as another tool to try to stress that mitochondria and stuff like that.
I have that, and I have not used it. I had kind of put it away when we were doing some work in the house, but I have gotten that back out. It's not a great one. It's the kind that you just get in that has your head sticks out kind of thing, but it does get pretty hot. So, and I'm doing the Epsom salts bath and all that. So we'll be fine.
Just things to kind of get your body out of a normalcy.
Yep. We got to stress you one more level. If this is where you normally get stuck, then we're going to try to fix you over that. The other thing to kind of keep in mind is what he was relating to how your body's healing at levels. Anybody that's ever been on narcotics for a long time, like I was on 120 milligrams for 18 years. So my body was so used to these narcotics. They were awful. And then I had Dilaudid for the breakthrough pain in between those. So my body was just so used to that, to be able to walk and function. It was awful. As I withdrew from those meds, I got those meds all out of me. You would notice, oh my God, like I thought I took it for the neuropathy, but I didn't realize, oh my gosh, my hip hurts, my shoulder hurts, my back hurts. As every one of those things hurts, something else would start hurting. And I'm like, what the heck have I just been in pain my whole body and I don't even realize it? And because it kind of numbs everything. So my takeaway in that is you feel like your body handles one thing at a time as it can. I didn't know my back hurt or I had a toothache or whatever, because the neuropathy was my big pain problem. So as that got better and better and all those things started to withdraw, it feels like my body started healing one thing at a time. Oh, by the way, my knees don't hurt no more.
Yeah.
Now, my back don't hurt no more. Now my shoulders don't hurt. All those little aches and pains that we learned to live with that we just thought was normal started coming out, feeling it after the meds. But then once the meds were out of me, then I progressively, it's like, okay, my knees are okay now. I'm not holding the railing, running up down the steps anymore. You'll notice little changes, but when it's healing from the inside out, it's not as noticeable,
Right.
outside. So just stick with it, honey.
Well, and I know, like with every other addiction, we gauge a lot of things to say this was a success or I'm clean. We look at, can we go to work? Do we have the ability? Are we trustworthy? Do we rest? With being addicted to food, we just look at the scales for measurements.
Right.
You know?
And that's not necessarily the telltale sign. I mean, it's how you
Right,
go up and
right.
down the steps. Do you hurt
Yes.
going up and down the steps? No.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah. And I know there is still healing going on. I can tell my sleep is better. So I know there is progress. I'm the one that wants to do a 12-step program in 6 steps. Yeah, that's why we can get along.
That's right.
Just like my mama. Yes, it is.
But thank you.
It's just being patient and bullheaded is the,
Yeah.
it's the other side is just don't jump ship. This is not
Yeah.
a time to jump ship and give up. Keep going.
I'm looking for a ship, but I'm not jumping.
You're not jumping yet. We're looking for a cruise ship that's going to ride our butts around on the ocean in the sun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
You're
honey.
welcome, dear.
Love you. All right, Miss Ruth, do you want to come and check in?
She's thinking.
If not, what I'm going to run into, let me throw out there real quick. What he's talking about with Terry Black's, anybody that is going to KetoCon.
It is a barbecue that's right across the street.
Oh, yes. I remember y'all saying that.
So if anybody's watching this on the replay or anything, I think
That is
the
awesome.
VIP dinner is Saturday night. If that's I think I haven't pulled the schedule up yet. Wayne, do you remember, is the VIP dinner Saturday night or is it Friday night? I don't remember.
I think it's Friday night.
Is it Friday night? Okay, whatever it is, the opposite night, we will all meet at Terry Black's for dinner. So it's going to be a fun. Terry Black's is you go in and you buy the meat by the pound.
By the pound.
And they throw this meat on a tray.
They throw this bit. When you order some brisket, some beef brisket, they throw the whole side of the beef down on the cutting board right in front of you, and then they cut you off a pound or 2 pounds or whatever you want. It's just
we walked away with a tray full, just heaped of meat. It was like,
bad.
It was good. It was so good. I'm like, but so that's what we're going to do. Whatever night the VIP dinner is, and anybody watching on the replay, all of our people that are going to meet us down there. The night that the VIP dinner is not, we will meet at Terry Black's and do dinner with everybody. So it'll be fun.
That's gonna be a good time.
It's going to be good. So,
And you got to buy the hat. I even got the hat.
he's got the hat. We got the apron. We got it all.
Oh yeah, I got an apron too. Yeah.
So it's all good. All right, Miss Ruth Ann, do you want to check in? Any
There's a
wins or
lot of noise on
struggles?
this. Huh?
Any wins and or struggles this week I can help you with?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hey, that's a win.
That's a
We'll
win.
take it.
Yeah, and I'm going. I'm with you all in reference to the fact that certain things aren't going to go ahead of, a little surgery. I have to get that stuff out of my body. The only thing that I have a question about that I had asked my doctor about this amphetamine salt, and because I have attention deficit. It has the only thing it has me all over the place. So just a few minutes ago, no, not a few minutes, but an hour or so ago, I took one of these amphetamines, AMPHETAMINE salts, 10 milligrams. He said that because the other doctor took me off of the other one that's for attention deficit, saying that, about my heart and this and that, which all turned out to be clear. And so I go again tomorrow. And so what I'm actually doing is weighing these things, like what we were talking about. And the biggest thing that has me going was my AD going all over, because I look over here, I got something over there, and then 10 or 15 minutes later, I want to do something over here, and I do it. And then, so I pulled myself together and I said, okay, let's try this. So I figured, okay, if I can get myself back into out of the the medicine that was needed to have the operation. Can get this here, get my doctors to, this is Dr. Dada, who is a psychiatrist. They're the ones who prescribe that. So if I can keep that focus long enough whereby I am not wanting to do other things, because I can handle the sardines. I can handle, so my target is getting fat adapted. I have a target, the fat adapted, because I recognize the medicine that Dr. Boz has, what is that, the liquid one now? If my fat isn't up, neither does my ketones go, but so high anyway. So and when I did that pucker in the very beginning, I was more fat adapted than I am now, and the numbers were over 5. And in fact, one day they are during that 21 time, it actually went up so high that it went to red, and I don't know what that was about. It was just
well, the mojo taps out at 8. So
that, oh no, this was over 8, and everybody was a little, and then so the point was there, I must have touched the sides and I must have done. So anyway, but the point there is that it doesn't go up unless you have enough fat there to get it going. And so I recognize that. So the point is, if you don't have your fat up, you're not going to get your pucker up. There are any other words that rhyme with that. And so the point here is that that's what I'm going to go and deal with. And so that's where I'm going. This here is going to help me to keep focused. It's a weird kind of focus. It's the focus that will allow me to say that I'm here and I'm talking with you, and I'm not going to be distracted by the fact that my grandsons are all running around. There's 5 of them here.
I was just going to say, you got a lot of distractions though. You got
yes. And they, so, but see, each one of those, but it's that they have their own distractions. But the point is, I have my own giants.
Yeah.
And my own giants say to me, well, I need to do Bible study. I got to have this right, and I should be praying about this, and I should, and it goes on like that. And those are the things that go on in my head.
Yep.
So Ruth, let me throw this out at you.
No, but so I took this, got my day going, and I kind of think this will level me out. Now, when I get to a certain point, I'm going to have to go back from this and then attack those different things, as long as my life stays. I'm not going to list the things that are about 10 things. As long as my life stays within those 10 things, I will go.
I just want to encourage you, first of all, with the ADD, I feel your pain, first of all, because it's not an easy thing to deal with, but I will guarantee you this, and I promise you, the best thing you can do, I can't tell you not to take your medication, but I will tell you, stay consistent and get the ketones in circulation in your brain. I am a different person when I have those ketones in circulation and when I'm not.
In your brain. And you talk, and you can put things together.
Yeah, you can recall, you can stay focused. I'm at the end of my finals for my college stuff, and I did 4 chapters in one day the other day. Made it through the course, the classes, made it through the tests and the exams. At the end of it, I was whipping it out, and my ketones were great. The next day, when they're down, it's like it is night and day difference what I can whip out in a day and what you can't. So my point in that is to make sure,
and you don't have totally control of it. You just just is. It just is.
Keeping your chemistry going, just like you're saying, keeping those fats up, keeping all that going, keeping ketones in circulation. That is what's going to give you that long-term health. The other thing, Ruth, I'm going to throw out to you, is I'm going to challenge you, is get a jump rope. And we need to be jumping rope, because that's one of the best healing things for our brain. Left hand loops and jump rope. Those are things that need to be in our daily routine for all.
And I've increased my walking now, and my walking feels good. Before it was so laborious. My walking is better, and not only that, it does make a difference in my glucose that next morning, next day. It does Absolutely. It did bring it down, and that for the first time has been acknowledgement that exercise will work under certain circumstances if things are going right. Otherwise, it will tire you out and give you more stress, and you don't want that. And I recognize that, been there, done that. So I know I have, so I feel basically good. And on the 20th, I'll be 78.
Well, good for
very
you.
good.
We will all
Good for
celebrate
you.
with you, and we will keep you going, Ruth.
Yes.
You've come so far, so we're so
Yeah.
proud of you and glad that you're
Yep.
getting these worked out. You're getting things figured out and on the path. And again, that's what we're all here for.
Yeah, that is very important. For me,
It
you
is.
know. So
So thank you. Any other
Okay.
questions this week I can help anybody with? Is everybody good? All right, you guys know where to catch us. All my class people, my veterans will be on tomorrow night again. We'll touch base tomorrow night. And if you haven't got KetoCon tickets, get your tickets going. If you can.
JPK 50.
And can't wait if you guys can go. Get on there and check out that lineup. Even I think they have a virtual ticket too that's going to be able to, where you can get on and watch and listen if you can't make it there. Anything you can do like that, it's just going to be a great lineup. It really is. It's going to be a long weekend, but it's going to be a good one. So I can't wait. Any questions, anything like that? Text me, call me, whatever, we're here to help. So
And everybody, prayers for everybody that's struggling with whatever you're struggling with.
we're all in this together. and
We
you got
are
a family
all,
here.
we have been there. We are there. We are through it, whatever. We're all here for everybody. So
We got it.
everybody have a great week. We
Have a
love you
great
guys.